Roll Company. I bet you guys have not heard that name or even seen anything about the game in quite a while now. If you guys don't know, the most recent season, Season 9, was actually just released not too long ago already, and it is by far one of the worst game updates in the history of the entirety of Roll Company. And the game is pretty much just on autopilot at this point. I'm surprised they haven't made an announcement that the servers are going to be shutting down, because obviously there's a bunch of huge problems with the game, and I think they're just milking it for all they can up until this point. Only new things we got for the pretty much the entire season launch patch was a new battle pass and some new stuff in the shop, some new bundles to buy. There was absolutely nothing else added for this patch, and there hasn't been for quite a while. The last major thing this game has seen was a new rogue for Juke, which I think was released back in either June or July, which is absolutely crazy. There was absolutely nothing else here with the season launch pass. No new maps, no new rogues since Juke, no new weapons, no new game modes, barely any balance. The balance we did get and the game did get was garbage and didn't really even do anything. It's honestly really sad, and the game still runs really, really bad. It's super buggy, and like all the Hi-rez games at this point, which I don't think there isn't a single Hi-rez game that isn't a buggy pile of shit, and the servers are garbage mess. I don't know which game would actually be actually good. I don't think there's a single one. It's honestly just really sad. It really is. Player numbers for Roll Company are at a record low, especially on Steam. It is actually so bad to the point where Roll Company is actually averaging almost the same amount of players monthly than Realm Royale Reforged. For the month of November, Roll Company had, I think, 1,200. I'll put it on screen right now for you guys. 1,200 players for the month of November. And Realm Royale Reforged had around about a little bit over 1,000. And Realm Royale has been dead for the last 3 years, and the game is still pretty much dead, and it is almost at that point. Like, that just goes to show you how bad the game is. And that's not even counting Epic. Epic doesn't have any charts or anything, or like to see the exact numbers, but nobody really plays on Epic anyways. I think the only people that are actually keeping Roll Company alive, because nobody's really playing it on PC and nobody's playing it on Epic, probably not, are the ones that are actually on console. I think the biggest amount of players that are still remaining for the game are on console, and that is really unfortunate as well. It just comes to see like how bad that's going to be in like going forward to like, are people still going to play on console, especially with a lot of the newer games releasing. I just don't really see why there's a reason to play Roll Company, especially on console nowadays, especially over like the past year over a lot of other stuff. I really don't, especially with the lack of updates, and this is the type of shit we're going to be getting. We got a new battle pass and a few new bundles in the shop, and that is it for a season launch. It's fucking pathetic. Now, there's a few reasons why this is happening. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, we're probably going to end up getting an announcement for Roll Company being discontinued pretty soon here. Like, I'm really shocked they didn't announce it this time. I'm going to wait, and we're going to probably see going into Hi-rez Expo, and probably for whatever, they have usually like the Hi-rez showcase and stuff at the start of the year in January or like early February. If there's nothing on there with Roll Company, the game's probably going to end up getting killed off. It really is. I think the servers are only going to be up for maybe another 6 months at this point, and I'll be shocked if it goes past 6 months. I think that it's at the point where they're just milking the game for how much money they can try to get, and just using that money and pumping all that money into DKO, Battle Arena, or whatever the new Smite spin-off game is. You guys have probably seen it. And I don't know where that or they're just putting that money into Smite and not giving it to anybody else. They're probably just taking all the money from Roll Company and putting it to someone else. There's also another new game they're supposed to be making in 2024, which they're starting to like get a studio and stuff together for, which I wouldn't be surprised if they're taking the money from Roll Company and putting that money into another new studio for a new game in 2024 to follow the latest trend, whatever that may be. I don't know. And then that game will be dead in a couple of years too, just like all the other past mistakes they've done. Here's some of the reasons why I think the game's absolutely garbage, and how we've pretty much led to this point over the last 2.5 years since this game went from being in beta to actually officially releasing, which I still don't think it's officially released. I really don't, up until now. I don't know if you guys remember, but they actually were paying streamers like huge streamers at the start of this game when it was first released out of beta to actually play the game. There's Dr. Disrespect skins in the game. There's 1,000 Thieves. They pay them. I think they paid Dr. Lupo and a bunch of other streamers. I think Ninja at one point got paid to play the game. These people got paid thousands upon thousands of dollars, and once they weren't getting paid anymore, they didn't play the game ever again. That is the biggest waste of money the entire game has ever seen. And the real problem is they never kept any of the players that those people brought in. They maybe tried out the game, and if some of them did, they tried out the game as long as the streamers were playing the game, and they never came back to the game for a multitude of other reasons, which is just really sad. What a waste of money. What a waste of money spending it and giving it all to these streamers and content creators just to try to make them play the game. What a waste. The weapon mastery system. You know, it's actually really cool to actually give people something to grind for, but I think overall introducing the weapon mastery system is one of the things that actually ended up killing this game. It really did, and the reason why the game fucking sucks. It's good to have something to grind for if it was actually logical to grind for. The one thing that makes zero sense with the weapon mastery system, which if you guys don't know what it is, you play a certain weapon on a rogue, like a certain class, like an SMG, for example. If you get that weapon and you do like challenges every level, if you get that weapon to rank 5, you're allowed to use that weapon with any other rogue as long as they use the same class of an SMG. So if there's one specific weapon that you get to a tier 5 on one rogue, you can actually use that weapon and carry it over to a different rogue and actually play the same weapon but on a different character, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is, which makes no sense. The one major flaw with the weapon mastery system is, if I make it to rank 5 for a weapon, I should be able to play whatever weapon I want with whatever rogue I want. It should not be limited to whatever class they are playing. If I want to play a sniper rifle and I get it to rank 5 on Phantom, and I want to switch over to playing Switchblade with a sniper rifle, and I'm rank 5, I should be able to. I grinded all the way up to a rank 5 and mastered that weapon. I should be able to play whatever weapon I want with whatever rogue I want. It just doesn't make any sense, and that's why it's an absolute failure. It really is. It's way too grindy, too. There's a lot of weapons in the game that you just are never just going to use, and if you want the mythic skin, once you get all the weapons completed and fully mastered, that's the only way to get into. You're forced to play a lot of the weapons that are just really bad. I don't know. It's just overall a failure. It's a huge blunder. It just doesn't make any sense. It's good to have something to grind for, but overall, if you're going to be grinding that much, it has to make sense, and it overall just doesn't make sense. Skins every update for the same 4 to 6 skins. Those of you guys that have been playing the game for a while, you guys know which ones that is. Ronin, Dima, Lancer, Dallas, maybe Switchblade. I don't know. I think she's like the newest rogue that actually gets a lot of skins. Maybe Phantom. I don't even know if she's been getting that many skins. I don't know. I don't play at all really anymore, but you guys know that's another reason why people don't want to fucking play anymore. There's so many characters in this game, and people play more than 4 or 5 characters. If you don't give skins to all the other characters, people aren't going to fucking play your game, and they're going to lose interest and go play something else. That's another huge problem the game's had. Competitive Rogue Company getting discontinued earlier in 2022 this year. That's another major thing. There's no longer any like major competitive for the game. There were being tournaments, and there was a bunch of other stuff being supported by Rogue Company itself for rewards, and they no longer do that. So if you want to have a tournament for this game, you got to do it yourself, and they no longer support the tournaments, at least with rewards and stuff like that. So again, now another reason why people aren't going to play it, because there's no longer any reason to get into the competitive side of the game and only play casually. Less investment from the players. The devs, y'all. I don't know if you guys realize, but back in the day on the update shows for Rogue Company, you had Scott Lucier, which I think was the main like game developer for this game, and then you had Pretty Hair, which I think was the game designer. If you guys don't know who Pretty Hair was, he was actually the guy that was actually a caster back in the day on Paladins. He was actually one of the main casters, and probably one of the best casters Paladins has ever had, along with Rain Day. Back in the day, about 3-4 years ago, he actually got moved over to Rogue Company, and he is no longer with the team now. He actually left about 2 months ago. The guy actually left Rogue Company, worked on Rogue Company for about 1.5 years, and once he got enough on his application and enough on his resume, he actually took a job with Fortnite now, y'all. Round of applause for Pretty Hair. The guy absolutely deserves it. He took a job with Fortnite, and he's gonna go work on Fortnite now, y'all. But that just means that Rogue Company's in a worse state now because their lead game, like one of their best people that's working on the game, is gone, and he's no longer on the update shows. Now, the last couple update shows we've had are a bunch of random people every single time that nobody knows who they are. There's a bunch of random devs, random people on the update show, and the update shows only go for maybe like 10 or 20 minutes, when we used to have like hour-plus update shows back in the day, even at the start of the year. I don't know what happened. Where's Scott too? Where he was always on the update shows. If you're gonna be the lead, like the person in charge of the game, you got to be on the update shows. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he disappeared to. Is he still working on the game? At least last I checked, I think he is, but I don't know where he went to. He disappeared. I don't know. And the game was, I don't know about you guys, but at least for me, like when I was playing Rogue Company like a long time ago, I haven't really played it much anymore actually recently up until now. I kind of just played a little bit to get some footage for you guys for this video, and that's about all I really did. I haven't really played apart from that recently for the last couple, 3, 4, 5 months. I haven't really played actually like a decent amount since like the start of 2022, if I'm being honest. But the game was way more fun on release and back in beta. Ever since the first patch after the release of the game going out of beta and being officially released, the patch after that completely started ruining the game and it started going downhill. Bad decisions upon bad decisions, common thing with Hi-rez, just like they did with Realm Royale. Same thing with this game. Bad decisions, bad changes upon every single patch kind of got us up to where we were now. It was great back when it was officially released. The game was way more fun, at least for me. I'm sure that was a lot with a lot of other people too. If you still enjoy it, that's fine, but I think it was way more fun back in the day when it was like 1-2 years ago. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys even still play Rogue Company? If you guys even realize Rogue Company still exists, this will probably be like one of my last Rogue Company videos. Unless, like, I think the next video I will make is when the game actually officially shuts down, probably. Or, like, something major happens, but I don't know. People are complaining about Paladins right now, and Paladins being boring and being really bad, but, like, this is 100 million times worse than Paladins is right now, y'all. Those of you guys that don't know what Rogue Company is, if you guys just only know what Paladins is, like, check out Rogue Company. It's garbage. Like, it is legit worse than Paladins. It's like 1,000,000 times worse than Paladins right now. I think out of all the Hi-rez games right now, I think the one that is really on the cusp of being shut down is Rogue Company over Paladins. I really do. I think Paladins still has potential to stay around. Rogue Company, however, they're legit is just putting out skins. They are legit just putting out skins and hoping to make as much money as possible per patch with about 4 or 5 skins per patch. And that's all they're doing. That's a bad sign. That is a really bad sign. They're just trying to make as much money as possible in the short term, and then eventually they're going to end up killing the game off and probably shutting the servers down probably sometime in the near future. It's a really bad sign. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. When do you guys predict the game's probably going to get shut down? I don't know. I'm going to say 6 months into 2023. Like halfway through 2023, I think they're going to end up pulling the plug on Rogue Company. If not, maybe the end of 2023. I don't know. We'll find out in the Hi-rez showcase if there's actually anything of substance for Rogue Company and if they have any plans for the game. But at least like right now, it looks like the game's just on autopilot. It's really sad, but you got stuff like Overwatch 2 and you got COD and stuff on the way as well. Like that were also released this year. Like some other games that are also on console and PC that just make less of a reason to even play this game. Just make it more difficult, take more of the audience away. I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in a future video.